Biden administration ended the Department of Justice program, China Initiative, and um, Trump first initiated that to uh, protect American research when it came to critical technologies such as AI. Uh, was that damaging to terminate the China Initiative? And if it was, how much? And what can we do to make it better?
It certainly was damaging. I think we have recognized, and the China Select Committee has also brought to light a lot of attempted infiltration by nefarious actors of our research enterprise across the Department of War, the Department of Energy, and many of our other research agencies. So in my opinion, I think it's important that we remain vigilant in monitoring, tracking, and setting up the right safeguards to protect our research ecosystem. The Department of War, you may have seen, put out new guidance just a few days ago relating to research security, and there's broader efforts kind of across the administration to make sure that all the great work that we do using government-funded dollars to create the next great technologies that are going to be powering this country are protected from bad actors.
So what is the United States doing to ensure that AI technical standards are adopted by international standards organizations?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and it's something that we have directed NIST to prioritize. And a big part of it relates to our larger effort around the American AI Export Program. If we can use the expertise and the relationships that NIST has in order to promulgate international standards around AI that align with American values and the way that we think about these issues, it is more likely and easier for our technologies to promulgate globally and ultimately be imported by a lot of our partners and allies.
Would making the underlying source code more widely available, would that help with getting American standards adopted?
I think I think to some extent the growth of open source models and the ability for the U.S. to have open source alternatives can be very helpful in improving the odds and the velocity of the export of the American stack. And it's something that we continue to encourage industry to focus on because many countries and many governments and many companies around the world are most interested in making use of open source.
What would happen if China's standards were adopted for AI?
To me, I think I look back to the time that I spent in the first Trump administration dealing with the telecom issues of that time. And there was a very concentrated effort by the PRC to promulgate their 5G standards and to export their Huawei connectivity stack to the global south. I spent far too long running around the world trying to talk to other tech ministers, making the point that this was potentially dangerous. There were backdoors to it, and there were better Western alternatives to it. But essentially, the damage had already been done. So to us and to our administration, what we're trying to prioritize through our AI export program is to make sure that the U.S. is the first mover. We are at a very important singular moment in time now where the U.S. has a very distinct and very obvious lead in all levels of the AI stack. We have the very best chips, we have the very best models, and we have the very best applications. And how long that will last, we're trying our best to keep that lead, but the Chinese are running ahead just as fast. So for us, it's because we have the best stack in the world, everyone wants it, and we should be doing everything we possibly can to get that stack in the hands of our partners and allies. And as you know very well, this is a marked change from the way that the Biden administration thought about this issue. One of the biggest moves that the president made early last year was to turn the page on the disastrous diffusion rule, where the Biden administration thought it was in the U.S. interest to withhold American technology from partners and allies and essentially leave an open playing field for the Chinese to export their technology. So for us, we believe we have this window in time where we can make the American AI stack the dominant stack globally, and we're racing ahead to achieve that.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Chairman, you go back.
Gentleman yields back. We'll go next to the gentlewoman from North Carolina, Ms. Fushi. You are recognized for 5 minutes.